Hi everyone, today in this episode of Our Great Recipes we're making pocket pita bread. So let's begin with our ingredients. First we have salt, sugar, instant yeast, olive oil, warm water, and all-purpose flour. The first step, I've got my water about 110 degrees, and that's important, not too cold, not too hot. We have to remember that yeast is a living thing, so if it's too hot it's going to kill it, if it's too cold it's not going to come alive. So again, 110 degrees, and I'm going to add in my instant yeast and my sugar. And I'm going to give this a good stir. Next we're going to set this in a warm place for about 5 or 10 minutes until it becomes nice and foamy and bubbly. So see you in 10 minutes. The next step, I'm just going to add my flour to a mixing bowl and my salt. And I'm going to take my whisk and give this a good whisk. After about 10 minutes, you can see our yeast is nicely activated now. It's nice and frothy and foamy. So I'm going to add it to the all-purpose flour. And now the olive oil. And I'm just going to mix this well until a dough forms. Now we have our dough that's nicely formed, and remember, if it's a little too wet you can always add more flour. If it's too dry, just a touch more water. But this is about perfect like this. Now I'm just going to lightly flour a surface. Now I'm going to place my dough on, and just using the palm of my hand I'm just going to roll and knead this, and I'm going to do this for about 5 or 10 minutes until it becomes nice and elastic-like. Until the dough becomes just about like this. When I say elastic, what I mean is if I pull this up, you see it springs back on you. Or I push down, it comes back up again. So this is about perfect. Next, just put a little bit of oil inside a clean mixing bowl and brush it around the bottom and the side surfaces. And I'm going to make my dough into a ball, place it in the bottom of the bowl. Next, drizzle just a little bit of olive oil over the top. And then I'm going to take my brush and spread it all over the ball of dough. Now we'll take some saran wrap and cover the top of the bowl. And I'm going to put this in a warm place for about an hour. Now I've just turned my oven on for about 1 minute, and I'm going to set it in there for 1 hour. And what this is going to do is going to double in size. So see you in an hour. After an hour you can see that the dough has doubled in size, so we're going to remove the saran wrap. And I'm just going to do something called punching the dough, and I'm just going to take my fist and punch it in the center to release the air. And I'm going to take my pizza cutter and cut it into 3 pieces. Next we're going to remove one of the pieces. Then I'm just going to tuck each side under and the other side, and voila, I have a ball. Now I'm going to place this on a floured surface, and I'm going to begin rolling it out. And I'll roll this out until it's about fairly circular and about 7 inches in diameter and between 1/8 and 1/4 inch thick. Now I've just placed our pita bread on a tray, and we're going to slip this into a 400-degree preheated oven for about 4 minutes. And as you can see, as they're baking in the oven here, they're just beginning to rise and puff up like they should. And after about 4 or 5 minutes, now 5 minutes will give you a fairly firm pita bread. We're going to remove them from the oven, and we're ready to slice and serve. Now I'm going to cut my pita bread in half. And here's our pocket pita bread. You can stuff these with whatever you want. Pretty simple and delicious. For more information on this recipe, visit our website at ourgreatrecipes.com. And once again, have a great day and bon appetit.